A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant diplomatic development, Iran has agreed to resume nuclear talks with the E3 European countries, Britain, France, and Germany, next week, as they face a looming deadline to trigger a snapback sanctions mechanism. This decision comes in the wake of heightened tensions following the Israel-Iran war that erupted in June, which has intensified pressure on European powers to find a diplomatic solution to the contentious Iranian nuclear issue. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araqi engaged in a phone conversation with his counterparts from France, Germany, and Britain on Friday, aiming to avert the reimposition of United Nations sanctions over Iran's nuclear program. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot confirmed that these crucial talks are set to take place next week, emphasizing the urgency of the situation. The E3 countries are signatories to the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, from which the United States unilaterally withdrew in 2018, leading to escalating tensions and a deterioration of relations. In a message shared on social media platform X, Barrot stated, "We just had an important call involving my colleagues David Lammy and the German Foreign Minister, Kaja Kallas, with our Iranian counterpart regarding the nuclear program and the sanctions against Iran that we are preparing to reapply." German Foreign Minister Johann Wadefuhl echoed this sentiment, warning that sanctions would be reinstated unless Iran reaches a verifiable and durable agreement to address concerns about its nuclear ambitions. He reiterated that time is of the essence, urging Iran to engage substantively in discussions. The backdrop of these negotiations is the mounting European concerns regarding Iran's nuclear program, which have intensified since Tehran halted all cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, following the outbreak of conflict with Israel. Iran has long maintained that its nuclear program is intended for peaceful purposes, yet it remains the only non-nuclear armed nation enriching uranium at levels that have raised alarms among Western nations. The US and the IAEA have previously asserted that Iran had a nuclear weapons program until 2003, adding to the mistrust. Following the recent call, Iraqi released a statement via Telegram, criticizing the E3's legal and moral qualifications to threaten sanctions, but reaffirming Iran's commitment to continuing diplomatic efforts. He stated, "The Islamic Republic of Iran, just as it acts authoritatively in self-defense, has never abandoned the path of diplomacy and is ready for any diplomatic solution that guarantees the rights and interests of the Iranian people." The E3 had previously warned Iran in a letter dated August 8 that they would proceed with snapback sanctions if Tehran did not reach a satisfactory resolution to the nuclear issues by the set deadline of August 31st. This timeline leaves little room for negotiation, as skepticism has grown among European powers due to years of inconclusive discussions on Iran's nuclear program. Restoring IAEA access to Iran's nuclear facilities is a critical component of the upcoming talks. Iran has placed some blame for the war with Israel on the IAEA, alleging a lack of condemnation from the agency regarding the Israeli and US strikes on its nuclear sites. The IAEA's quarterly reports and the provisions of the 2015 deal were designed to enhance oversight of Iran's nuclear activities, but relations have soured significantly since the outbreak of conflict. The IAEA's Board of Governors took a decisive step by voting to find Iran out of compliance with its obligations just before the Israel-Iran war commenced. Complicating matters further, Iran has threatened to arrest IAEA Director General Rafael Mariano Grossi if he visits the country, adding to the complexities of the negotiations. Grossi is also reportedly considering a bid for the UN Secretary-General position, which Iran has seized upon in its criticisms of him. Additionally, IAEA officials in Vienna are scheduled to meet with Iranian representatives, continuing discussions that began during a recent visit to Tehran. This dialogue is essential to re-establishing trust and facilitating cooperation on nuclear oversight. Iraqi has sought to downplay the threat posed by the snapback sanctions, suggesting that Iran would engage with its allies, likely referring to China and Russia, regarding the situation. The snapback provision in the nuclear accord is set to expire in October, increasing the urgency for European nations to leverage this mechanism before it is no longer available. Under the snapback framework, any party to the deal can declare Iran non-compliant, leading to the reimposition of sanctions. After the expiration of this provision, any sanctions initiative could face a veto from UN Security Council members China and Russia, who have historically supported Iran but remained neutral during the recent conflict. In conclusion, as the clock ticks down to the August 31st deadline, the resumption of talks between Iran and the E3 countries represents a critical opportunity for diplomacy. However, the path forward remains fraught with challenges, as both sides grapple with deep-seated mistrust and competing narratives surrounding Iran's nuclear ambitions. The world watches closely as these negotiations unfold, hopeful for a resolution that can avert a return to sanctions and foster stability in a region marked by conflict. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.